TVS Nightline 18th October. Here are our headlines. Russia strikes Ukraine for the second time this week and successfully destroyed its targets. Sarawak's Single Water Authority will be ready in 2 years, and GPS is being wooed by Peninsula-based coalition parties. With me, Muhammad Yusuf. Let us begin. Ahead of the upcoming 15th General Election or GE15, Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS is being wooed by Peninsula-based coalition parties. Likened it to a romantic courtship, its chairman Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg today confirmed that a coalition from Peninsula is said to be interested in working with GPS to contest in GE15. However, Abang Johari said no decision on the hand-in marriage is made just yet, as he said that this will be GPS's first outing without any support from Peninsula-based coalition parties, noting that GPS needs a singular voice in Parliament for Sarawak's voice to be heard.
You kaca tu, semua orang ada, tapi kita nanda lah. Ya, apa kata orang bergerek gerek tu. Lepas dah diputuskan, yang bergerek aja. Saya dah tunang saya dah. Tunang saya dah. Mungkin tunang buat kahwin. Kita nanggal juga. Orang tunang tu boleh jadi putus juga. TPS akan bertanding di semua 31 kursi. Dan GPS telah bersetuju kita akan bertanding atas satu perjuangan, iaitu Sarawak First. Dan GPS akan mengeluarkan manifesto sendiri. Dan ini adalah pertama kali dalam pilihan raya kebangsaan, national election, that we are contesting on our own.
Additionally, Abang Johari said GPS's lineup will feature fresh faces to contest in the election.
Memang ada muka baru. Memang ada. Tunggulah nomination day. I will call you when I want to announce the candidate. Yeah, I will call you. Because there will be, of course, I have to inform the public who are our candidates. Yeah.
Earlier, Abang Johari was met after chairing a meeting with GPS leaders at Parti Pesaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB headquarters on Tuesday.
The plan to establish a single water authority to manage and regulate water supply throughout the state could be materialized within the next 2 years. The authority, which will be a statutory body, is now in the midst of a study on legal framework, among others by the Ministry of Utility and Telecommunication and experts. As such, Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said an ordinance will have to be tabled in the State Assembly to form the authority that will merge the different water boards in the state.
He told reporters after giving a keynote address at the opening of the Borneo International Water and Wastewater Exhibition and Conference 2022 at the Imperial Hotel Kuching. In addition, he said the Kuching and Cebu water boards, Laku Water Management Sendirian Berhad, and other water authorities in Sarawak will be merged under a single water authority. He said the authority will be entrusted to implement the Sarawak water supply grid system. Adding to that, he said the authority will also control water boards at the dams. Meanwhile, when pressed to give a timeline for the single water entity to be set up, the Premier said it would not take long as the model would be similar to that of Sarawak Energy Berhad. Giving further assurance, Abang Johari added that as long as Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS remains as the government of the day, the plan will be released.
Now, less than a day after Russia struck Kiev's Shevchenkivsky district, the communist country launched attacks on Ukraine's military and energy facilities, as well as arsenals with ammunition and US-made weapons. The spokesperson for Russia's Ministry of Defense, Igor Konashenkov, has openly stated that the attacks were successful in taking out all of its intended targets.
In counter-battery warfare, 2 artillery batteries of Ukraine's armed forces have been hit in the areas of the settlements Trifonivka and Novoomykilovka in Kherson region, as well as a platoon of US-made HIMARS system near Doboshiva settlement in Donetsk People's Republic. 3 US-produced firefinder radars destroyed in the areas of Artemyovsk, Vimka and Solidar in Donetsk People's Republic. In the area of Polivka, Odessa region, a space communication station of Ukraine's communication center has been destroyed.
Now back in Sarawak, the state government faces major development challenges, especially development projects planned for rural areas. The Vice President of Parti Rakyat Sarawak PRS, Datuk John Sikitayai, attributes this to the mindset of the rural folk who refuses modernisation to achieve a developed Sarawak as envisioned by the Premier, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng.
Change the people mindset. Ini bukan satu perkara yang senang. Sebab pemikiran mereka masih menggunakan pemikiran lama. Ini saya minta maaf ni. Bukan semua, tetapi ada juga yang masih untuk very difficult for them to decide. Bila kita nak bawa change kepada mereka. Jadi untuk kita to face the future, we have to change our attitude. Mengubah fikiran kita dengan cara yang baru.
In order for change to take place, Siki said it needs to start from the grassroots level.
Satu daripadanya untuk kita cara mengubah, saya rasa kita nak ubah ketua di rumah panjang, tuan rumah. Ya, betul. Jadi contohnya sebab kita berkehendakkan tuan rumah adalah pemimpin di akar umbi. Tuan rumah sudah tutup pengulu pemacam. Mereka adalah pemimpin dan kaumi. Kalau pemimpin, terutamanya yang berpendidikan, jadi senang untuk kita membawa pembangunan dan begitu juga membawa hasrat kerjaan kepada mereka yang tinggal.
The National Higher Education Policy needs a transformation to allow students to evolve and adapt to the latest technology. State's Deputy Premier Datuk Seri Dr. Sim Koi Hian said the move would also enable students to play an active role in shaping the country's economy in the future.
Technology is rapidly changing the way we interact and work, linking communities and workers. Increasingly sophisticated ways of opening up new opportunities. As such, it is imperative that technology should be embedded across educational experience to reflect the significance of all sectors and careers.
Speaking at the launch of Unimas Innovation Hub or Innotech Hub, Dr. Sim said by equipping students with digital skills, it will boost productivity across all sectors through the adaptation of digital technology, data and innovation. On the Innotech Hub, the establishment is in line with Sarawak's aspiration of a digital economy and Industry 4.0. In addition to the state government's initiative in research and sustainability agenda.
Now, the Ministry of Infrastructure and Port Development, MIPD, will be reviewing the work process of the Public Works Department, or JKR, Sarawak, as part of the state government's efforts to minimize the occurrence of sick projects. Its Minister, Dato' Ahmad Douglas Uga Ambas, stressed that efforts need to be enhanced to resolve the 60 sick projects within 3 years from now.
Uga, who is also the Deputy Premier, stressed the importance of speeding the development process of these projects, as there are about 30 to 40 projects that are currently in critical condition. He spoke during his keynote address at the department's Senior Officers Conference on Monday, October 17th. Uga added that one of the issues that caused the sick projects was in the selection of the contractors. As such, the right or reputable contractors must be engaged. In this regard, Uga suggested that there should be a seminar to discuss on the mechanism for JKR to get capable contractors to implement the projects. As such, the minister hopes that such a seminar can be organized before the end of the year. On another matter, Uga emphasized that infrastructure development plays a crucial role in the implementation of the state's post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030 or PCDS 2030. As one of the pillars of the strategy, infrastructure development is still an issue to be addressed for Sarawak to be a developed and high-income state by 2030. UGA further stated that Sarawak still requires over 7,000 kilometers of road to connect every village or settlement from Lundu to Limbang. Adding further, he said being accountable and having high integrity was another challenge for the department, among others.
More political development. Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS Chief Whip Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof rebuttal a statement made by Parti Bumi Kenyalang PBK President Voon Lee Shan, telling Sarawakians to weaken GPS and not to vote for GPS in the 15th general election, as it was based on his twisted idea and utter nonsense, and that his statement saying a strong federal government does not benefit Sarawak simply does not make any sense. Fadilah, however, assured that Sarawak will have a stronger and more assertive voice in its demands in Parliament in the event that the coalition wins big in the upcoming GE15, while securing its position in the federal government and thus contributing to Malaysia's political stability.
Fadilah pointed out GPS's track record has proven that a strong block of MPs from GPS in the federal government has led to more benefits to Sarawak. Additionally, he said Sarawak has the strength in terms of a strong government which focuses on administration, providing assistance to the people, and finding ways to increase the state's revenue. Hence, he called upon the people to continue to be united in ensuring that Sarawak can influence the implementation of any policy at the federal level.
Coming up right after the break, Ismail Sabri announced qualified local contractors will be awarded with national development projects, and fuel shortages in France increases anxiety among its people. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. This is TVS Nightline. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob has assured qualified local contractors that they will get the best opportunity to develop national projects, thus refuting various allegations that the allocation of development expenditure of 95 billion ringgit in the 2023 budget will only benefit certain parties.
Ismail Sabri further reiterated that the government that he leads today will always prioritize the development of infrastructure to benefit Malaysian. He said so at the opening ceremony of the Malay Contractors Convention 3.0 and the 43rd Annual General Meeting of the Malay Contractors Association Malaysia on October 18. On October 7, the government tabled the budget 2023 amounting to 372.3 billion ringgit, which is the largest in the country's history that focuses on the well-being of the people, business continuity, economic prosperity, and the efficiency of government services. The budget also allocates as much as 95 billion ringgit for development expenditure, which is the highest in history, including as many as 7,615 development projects. Other than that, Budget 2023 also provides various specific initiatives for G1 to G4 class contractors with an allocation of 500 million ringgit to carry out maintenance works on federal roads, small bridges, houses of worship, and infrastructure damaged by floods. Meanwhile, in the government's effort to support Bumiputra contractors, Ismail Sabri said the government will also provide short-term financing to the contractors involved in fields such as electrical and construction through the Express Contract Financing Scheme or SPIKE with funds amounting to 20 million ringgit. The 2023 budget will need to be retabled before year-end in view of the dissolution of Parliament on October 10, paving the way for the 15th general election.
To create a competitive environment for both foreign and domestic direct investment, Malaysia has agreed to implement the two-pillar approach in taxation. According to Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz, the approach prevents cross-border tax evasion, and at present, the approach is being studied thoroughly and will tentatively be implemented in 2024.
The two-pillar approach refers to the Base Erosion and Profit Shifting 2.0 initiative spearheaded by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development and G20. The approach would complement one of the government targets for small and medium enterprises under the 12th Malaysia Plan in digitalizing 90% of SMEs operation by 2025. He said this in his keynote speech at the 51st Study Group on Asia-Pacific Tax Administration and Research Annual Meeting 2022 today.
Now, the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC, will work closely with telecommunications service providers to ensure good coverage and quality of services throughout the country for the upcoming 15th General Election, or GE15. Its Chief Operating Officer, Datuk Muhammad Ali Hanafiah Muhammad Yunus, said the Commission would be referring to its action plan from the previous state elections in Johor, Melaka and Sarawak in working towards providing good coverage for the GE15.
He said that as of September 30th, 2022, the mean mobile broadband speed stood at 52.48 megabits per second, while the median was at 30.6 megabit per second. A total of 7.44 million premises had been passed with fiber connectivity against the Phase 1 target of 7.5 million premises, while the total 4G coverage stood at 95.82% as of the second quarter of 2022. The Commission will also be able to achieve the targets for Jendela Phase 1 by the end of the year. Meanwhile, on the 5G rollout performance, Muhammad Ali Hanafiah noted that the total 5G coverage in populated areas nationwide had reached 33.2% to date, against the target of 37.9% by the end of the year. He added that for Q3 2022, the Commission had built 944 new 5G sites, or 73.2% of the targeted 1,290 sites nationwide for the quarter. In total, 1,915 sites out of the 3,518 sites planned for 2022 have been completed.
Thank you for staying with us. Now on to some global updates. Amidst energy shortages in Europe, France has been the most affected due to continuous strikes by the country's energy and petroleum giant Total Energies. Nearly 40% of fuel stations in the Ile-de-France region have run out of at least one type of fuel, while nearly 30% of fuel stations nationwide are short of one or more fuels, according to the French Ministry of Energy Transition.
This morning, I went to 4 stations to find one that had gas. When I found it, I waited there for about 3 hours and there was already no gas when I got to the pump.
I need my vehicle to work and I don't know what will happen since the strike has been renewed by the CGT. I don't know how it will go because no matter how much we say it will be fine, we are not sure about it.
CGT, or the General Confederation of Labour, is one of several unions in France that have called for a national interprofessional strike schedule on Tuesday. The move has raised concerns among road users, as the transport and energy sectors have also announced a broad mobilization to deal with the situation.
For Tuesday, it worries me because I think more people will drive their cars due to the upcoming transport strike, and there will be more queues. So it really worries me, and the price will surely go up too.
On Saturday, October 15, hundreds of motorists waited an average of 1 hour to refuel their vehicles at a gas station in Paris. The situation is predicted to worsen within this week.
Liz Truss made an official apology for putting the United Kingdom in a financial crisis amidst a global inflation through her tax cut program. The British Prime Minister, along with Kwasi Kwarteng, the former British Finance Minister, had attempted to upend the country's fiscal policy by unveiling £45 billion of unfunded tax cuts to revive UK's economy.
This has caused investors to flee while borrowing costs spiked, prompting the Bank of England to intervene with a bond buying program that cost £65 billion.
Now, I recognise we have made mistakes. I'm sorry for those mistakes, but I've fixed the mistakes. I've appointed a new Chancellor. We have restored economic stability and fiscal discipline. And what I now want to do is go on and deliver for the public. We were elected on the 2019 manifesto. I'm determined to deliver on that.
Truss was recently appointed as the Premier less than 6 weeks ago, but is already facing a possible revolt from lawmakers as soon as this week. Even so, she remains steadfast in delivering the energy package, which is slated to stabilize energy costs in the UK.
Now, wrapping up the Nightline, a flashy green Lamborghini stole the most attention at the recent motor show in Paris on Monday, October 17th. It is not your regular Lamborghini, as it is made with 400,000 of Lego blocks. The supercar has the exact same dimensions as the real one, where one could mistake it as a replica of the Lamborghini FKP 37. Visitors of the Paris Auto Show were able to trigger the sound of the engine while controlling the exterior and interior lights of the car via a touchscreen device. Lego Technics are also offering collectors a mini version of the car on their website with a hefty price tag of €450. TVS's new
This car is made up
program,
of 400,000 Lego
broadcasted
pieces
live
and bricks.
starting this
It took 9,000 hours of work by a team of 15 people to design it, but also to build it using Lego pieces. It weighs over 2 tons and has the same dimensions as the real Lamborghini Sian FKP 37, 498 meters long, 2 meters wide and 1 meter in height.
Now, TVS's new reality program, Getaran Jiwa, will be broadcasted live starting this Friday, 21st of October. So don't forget to watch the show every Friday, beginning with the Debaran Jiwa capsule at 7:30 p.m., followed by Getaran Jiwa live concert at 8:45 p.m. The public is also invited to catch the concert live at MBKS Stadium, Bintawa. And for more information, follow Getaran Jiwa social media at linktree/Getaran Jiwa. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates, both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading on to our website at www.tvstv.my or by following us on our social media platforms. And that will be all the updates for tonight's TVS Nightline. Once again, I'm Muhammad Yusuf. Thank you for watching and good night.